Elon Musk is famous for building rockets, revolutionizing cars, and tweeting like there's no tomorrow. But there's a side of him most people never see. A world of secret mansions, hidden mega-yachts, private jets, and bizarre billion-dollar toys that don't show up on any balance sheet. On the surface, Musk paints himself as the minimalist billionaire, the guy who supposedly sold all his homes and lives in a tiny box near SpaceX. But behind closed doors, there are whispers of sprawling estates tucked away in remote corners of Texas, underground bunkers wired with AI, and even a custom yacht so secret it doesn't officially exist. So what's real? What's rumor? And why does the world's most talked about billionaire go to such great lengths to hide the most outrageous parts of his lifestyle? Because while everyone's watching his rocket launches and Twitter feuds, the real story might be hiding just offshore. And once you see what we uncovered, you'll never look at Elon the same way again. Elon Musk made headlines when he claimed to have sold off all his real estate. He even bragged about living in a $49,000 prefab tiny home near the SpaceX launch site in Boca Chica, Texas. It fit the narrative perfectly, the humble genius who needs nothing but his tech and a dream. But that story? It's only half the truth. Behind the scenes, rumors have swirled for years about a much larger, much more private estate in Texas. Not listed under his name, not shown in any official records. But insiders say this hidden property sprawls across acres of land and includes a private airstrip, underground facilities, and even a Tesla testing lab shielded from public view. The location? Somewhere between Starbase and the Gulf Coast, shielded by shell companies and NDAs. Some even believe Musk uses the tiny house story as misdirection, a smokescreen to keep attention away from his real living situation. And here's the kicker. This mysterious estate allegedly houses not just Musk, but key engineers from Tesla, Neuralink, and the Boring Company, forming a kind of billionaire think tank right in the middle of nowhere. Why go to such lengths to keep it quiet? Because Elon knows perception is everything. In a world obsessed with transparency, he's mastered the art of hiding in plain sight. But that wasn't the only asset he's kept under wraps. Elon Musk has always insisted he's not the luxury type. No yachts, no mega mansions, no flashy vacations. In fact, he once tweeted that yachts seem kind of lame. But if there's one thing Elon loves more than proving people wrong, it's keeping them guessing. Because despite his public disinterest, whispers of a secret yacht have followed Musk for years. In 2022, internet sleuths noticed a pattern. A mysterious unregistered mega-yacht kept popping up in ports wherever Musk's private jet had just landed. From St. Martin to the French Riviera, the sleek vessel was often docked near other billionaire-owned boats. But this one had no official owner. Some believe it's registered under a shell company tied to one of Musk's closest inner circle allies. Others claim it's a shared asset between a few ultra-wealthy tech moguls, like a floating fortress designed for discretion. What's more, satellite and jet tracking fans have pieced together data that shows Musk's movements often sync up with the yacht's location, even when he's supposedly off the grid. And the yacht itself? Reportedly packed with surveillance-proof meeting rooms, solar panels, and even a Tesla-designed propulsion prototype. It's less a party boat and more a floating tech bunker. Why hide it? Because nothing clashes harder with the living in a box narrative than a $150 million ghost ship. But Elon's not just floating off into the sunset. He's also riding in style on land, with a car collection most people have never seen. Elon Musk is the face of Tesla, the guy who turned electric cars into status symbols. So naturally, you'd expect him to drive one. And publicly? He does. A Model S Plaid, a Cybertruck prototype, even a Roadster on special occasions. But behind the scenes? Elon's private garage tells a very different story. Long before Tesla, Musk was a supercar enthusiast. In the early 2000s, he bought a McLaren F1, one of the rarest and most expensive cars on Earth. Only 106 were ever made, and Musk crashed his during an infamous joyride with the PayPal co-founder. The car was uninsured, by the way. Then there's the Lotus Esprit, better known as James Bond's underwater car from The Spy Who Loved Me. In 2013, Musk quietly purchased the original film vehicle at auction for nearly $1 million. His plan? To retrofit it with a Tesla electric drivetrain and actually make it function underwater. But that's just the beginning. Collectors have claimed to spot other vintage and exotic vehicles stored in private warehouses tied to Musk's inner circle. Think classic Mercedes, rare Porsches, and even modified electric conversions of gas-powered supercars. All kept far away from his minimalist public image. Why hide them? Because the man selling sustainable transport to the world can't exactly flaunt a fleet of gas guzzlers on Instagram. Still, that hasn't stopped him from pushing the boundaries of personal travel, especially in the skies. Elon Musk doesn't just fly, he moves like a shadow. While most billionaires are content with a private jet or two, Elon plays a different game entirely. His primary aircraft? A custom upgraded Gulfstream G650ER, one of the fastest, most advanced private jets on the planet. But recently, he leveled up to the newer, sleeker Gulfstream G700, a jet with the range to fly from Los Angeles to Sydney without refueling, and the tech to turn mid-air into mission control. But here's where it gets wild. Musk's jets don't just fly, they disappear. He's been known to cycle through different aircraft tail numbers, use alias registrations, and alter flight paths mid-air. All tactics designed to dodge public tracking tools. When one college student created a viral account tracking Musk's jet in real time, Elon reportedly offered him $5,000 to shut it down. The student declined. Not long after, Elon started masking his movements. Analysts noticed his jets began flying to unexpected decoy cities or making mid-route landings to throw off digital sleuths. Why the secrecy? Some say it's paranoia. Others think it's about security. But the more likely answer is control. Elon doesn't just want privacy. He wants to vanish at will, moving between meetings, properties, and secret projects without anyone knowing where or why. Because while the public chases headlines, Elon is already en route to something far more secretive, and it might be underground. Elon Musk isn't just building for Earth, he's preparing for the end of it. Over the years, there have been scattered reports of mysterious underground construction near SpaceX's Texas launch site. Not just bunkers, but full-scale tunnels, some allegedly built using early prototypes from the Boring Company. Locals have claimed to hear strange vibrations at night, and satellite images show patterns of excavation that don't match any public records. Inside sources say these aren't just storm shelters. They're high-tech command centers, outfitted with solar panels, AI-controlled systems, and experimental life support modules. Some even believe Musk is using them to simulate off-Earth conditions for future Mars colonists. And then there's the Dome, a geodesic structure on private land near Starbase, known only by a few engineers as the Mars Dome, reportedly mimics the atmospheric pressure and temperature of the red planet. It's said to be used for both Neuralink experiments and long-term isolation tests, a kind of billionaire playground meets survival lab. Theories swirl that Musk has also commissioned a set of modular escape pods, luxury underground capsules capable of sustaining life for months. Think of them as personal bunkers, but with Tesla tech and a Neuralink interface. Are these toys, experiments, or a real-time backup plan for when SHT hits the fan? Whatever the case, one thing's clear. Elon's version of home security makes your smart doorbell look like a joke. But not even all of this compares to the final trick Musk has mastered: staying completely invisible. Elon Musk might be one of the most public figures on Earth, but his private life? Practically untouchable. Unlike other billionaires who flaunt wealth on social media, Elon's true empire is hidden behind a maze of proxies, LLCs, and digital firewalls. Many of his rumored assets, from mansions to mega-yachts to underground lairs, aren't in his name. They're tied to holding companies, close associates, or registered in states with airtight secrecy laws. It's the kind of setup used by intelligence agencies and oligarchs. Layers of protection that make tracing ownership nearly impossible. And he's not just hiding from fans or the media. Musk's digital footprint is designed to outsmart even the most advanced tracking systems. From encrypted comms to non-disclosure contracts with employees and visitors, every detail of his real-world movements is tightly controlled. Why? Because in Elon's world, control is power. And visibility? That's a liability. The irony? He's a man who wants to be remembered forever, but lives like he's trying to disappear. And maybe that's the point. While everyone's busy watching the public Elon, the one on stage, the one on X, the one launching rockets, the real Elon is somewhere else entirely, flying under the radar, preparing for whatever's next. Because when you're worth over $200 billion and planning to colonize Mars, staying invisible might just be the ultimate luxury. So let's recap. The tiny house? Just a smokescreen. Behind the curtain, we've got whispers of sprawling Texas estates, underground bunkers, and a think tank of engineers hidden in plain sight. The no yachts story doesn't hold water, not when a stealth mega-yacht seems to follow his jet across the globe. His garage? More James Bond than Model S. His jets? Modified, masked, and tracked like military assets. And those underground domes and escape pods? Straight out of a sci-fi movie, except they're real. And here's the twist. None of this is confirmed, but none of it has been denied either. Because that's how Elon Musk plays the game. He controls the narrative, tells you just enough to seem relatable, and hides enough to stay untouchable. So the real question isn't what we've seen, it's what we haven't. Because if this is what we do know, what else is he hiding? And if you think this was wild, wait until you see what Jeff Bezos has been building underground. Islands, bunkers, and AI labs that make Elon look almost normal. You're going to want to see that.